All right, Larry Kruger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krug Show with a little 49er video tied to Julio Jones going to the Eagles. And we need to also tell you that we are the proud sponsor of the show is Mojo Fantasy. I'm loving using the Mojo Fantasy app, and I'm excited to announce that we are partnering with them to give away either a Brock Purdy or a Nick Bosa or both a Brock Purdy and a Nick Bosa jersey. All you got to do is log on to Mojo Fantasy. Check that link in the description. Make sure you use the promo code Krug, Krueg. Sign up, and you get up to $100 matched on your first deposit. Everybody who signs up immediately is in the running for a Bosa or Purdy jersey of your choice, which will be awarded in the post game after Niners Seahawks on Thanksgiving night. All right, let's talk a little bit about the story of the day. The Eagles have signed Julio Jones, the veteran wide receiver, goes to the Eagles. It's a one-year deal. He reunites him with A.J. Brown, his ex-Titans teammate. Philly now has three really strong wide receivers in Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, and Julio Jones. Now, Jones is 6'3", 220 pounds. When he came out of Bama, he ran 4.42. He was a physical specimen, 38.5-inch vertical. He probably doesn't quite have those same, speed and leaping measurables, but he's still a major force. He used to be a true number one wide receiver. He used to be a true vertical threat. He still has outstanding ball skills, outstanding hands, a huge catch radius. He's a very good blocker, and maybe better more than anything else, Julio Jones is an excellent competitor. So now the Eagles have three legitimate wide receivers in Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, and Julio. And it makes you wonder if the Niners match up with the Eagles. And you look at that 49er depth chart at corner. Let's take a look at it. Mooney Ward is your number one. Demo Lenore, who's played really good football, is your number two. Isaiah Oliver's your slot corner. He's your number three. Those are your starters. After that, there's a massive drop off. Anthony Brown is, veteran guy that they picked off the street, coming off an Achilles injury. Ambry Thomas is very much a question mark. Samuel Womack, I love him. He had a great camp. He's a little small, and he's on IR currently, and who knows when he'll be ready to return. Darrell Luter Jr. is on the pup list. Another intriguing prospect, but a big unknown when it comes to what can he contribute this year. Kendall Sheffield, I liked him at Ohio State. He's a very fast, athletic corner. He's on their practice squad. Shamar Jean Charles also is on the practice squad, another guy with some length and some speed. But, man, there's a massive drop-off after Ward, Lenore, and Isaiah Oliver. Now, what are the Niners going to do? Because this is an issue. Every team that's contending for a Super Bowl legitimately has three big-time wide receivers for the most part. I mean, now Philly's got Devontae Brown and Julio. Detroit's got Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, who's now active, and Josh Reynolds, not to mention Marvin Jones. Dallas has CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Michael Gallup. They also have the burner Kevontae Turpin. Just look at the division alone. I mean, the Rams have Cooper Kupp, Tutu Atwell, and Puka Nacua. Seattle can run out their DK and Lockett and Jackson Smith Jigba, Najigba. I always butcher his name. The Ohio State rookie, who's not having a great year, but he's still a talent. Arizona's got Hollywood Brown, Rondale Moore, and Michael Wilson, the rookie out of Stanford. And then look at the AFC teams. Miami's got Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill. They just picked up Claypool. A-Chain is a running back, but he can be flexed out, play wide receiver. He's got burning speed. Miami's trio of Waddle, Hill, and A-Chain as fast as any trio in the game today. Buffalo's got Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, Khalil Shakir. There's a very high likelihood that Buffalo or Kansas City picks up another wide receiver before the trade deadline. Baltimore's got Zay Flowers, OBJ, Nelson Aguilar, Rashad Bateman. Cincinnati, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. Kansas City now, on the other hand, they've got Kelsey, and then a lot of question marks, right? They got Kadarius Toney, Marquez Valdez Scantling, Sky Moore, Justin Ross, Rashee Rice, but who knows? They might trade for a wide receiver. I think it's safe to assume that your third corner is going to matter. And man, if the Niners even suffer one injury to Lenore or Ward or Oliver, they're really dropping off a dramatic level. Now, I looked at every team's practice squad. There's some interesting guys. Jason Verrett is signed in Houston. He's there. Kansas City's got two guys that really intrigue me. Darius Rush, the rookie from South Carolina, good size, good speed, very attractive developmental corner. Keith Taylor, who was in Carolina with Steve Wilkes, 6'4" corner, very long. Um, those two guys probably are the best guys out there. The Saints have Cam Dantzler on their practice squad. He's not bad. Philly's got Tywan Mullen, who was with the Chargers this summer. He's on their practice squad. Lance Boykin is a pretty good player. He's on Seattle's practice squad. But these are practice squad guys, and you'd have to put them on your active roster. And I don't know if any of those guys are really good enough to really run with the top three receivers on all these Super Bowl contenders. Then you look at the teams that are out of the race. The Bears are out of it probably. They've got Jalen Johnson. There's been reports the Niners are sniffing around there. Carolina's got Dante Jackson and Deshaun Jameson, who the Niners cut this summer. Jets have DJ Reed. He's currently hurt. Denver's got Surtain, but it's going to take you a ton to get him. Raiders have Marcus Peters and Amik Robertson. I'd be interested in either of those guys. The guy that may make the most sense is Rand Carthon's veteran corner, the former Buccaneer, Sean Murphy Bunting, who's now in Tennessee. Maybe you could get Murphy Bunting for a fourth-round pick, something like that. That probably is the route I would go. But the Niners need depth at corner. And when you look at the Julio Jones addition by the Eagles, to me, it just exacerbates an already prominent issue for the 49ers. They need another corner to match up just in case. They're one injury away from extended playing time for either Anthony Brown, Ambry Thomas, or a practice squad guy like Sheffield or Gene Charles. Extended. I mean, we're talking about starter time for those guys if anybody goes down. If I felt better about Womack and Luter and their return and how they would play once they return, maybe I wouldn't feel as desperate. But I think the Niners are somewhat desperate here. And a third, a fourth, or a fifth round draft choice for Jalen Johnson, Sean Murphy Bunting, Dante Jackson. That may be what the doctor ordered. If you want Surtain, it's probably going to cost you number one. You want to give away your number one for Patrick Surtain? Maybe you do. You're inside your Super Bowl window. Do you have enough conviction on Darius Rush or Keith Taylor to poach them off Kansas City's practice squad? Maybe you go that route. I'll tell you, the secret to pass coverage is pass coverage. In other words, there is no secret to pass coverage. You need to have guys. So this will be something to watch very closely in the next 10 days to 2 weeks. The Niners will do something. They won't sit with what they have. I'd be shocked if they did. They're going to do something. They're either going to poach Rush or Taylor or somebody off a practice squad, or they're going to trade a third, fourth, or fifth round pick for Jalen Johnson, Sean Murphy Bunting, Dante Jackson, something like that. Or they're going to trade a first or second round pick or some combination thereof to Denver and go for the home run in Patrick Surtain. So watch what the Niners do in the next week to 10 days. Today's the 17th of October as we're making this video. The trade deadline is on Halloween. So you got 2 weeks. You got 2 weeks to figure this out. I just laid it all out for you. But today, the problem at corner just got more serious because the Eagles, who almost assuredly stand between the Niners and the Super Bowl, have Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, and Julio Jones. And the Niners may not match up. They may not match up on the corner. All right. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of the Krug Show. Check out Mojo Fantasy. I love working with them. And make sure you check that link in the description. Make sure you use the promo code Krug, K-R-U-E-G. You get up to $100 matched on your first deposit, and it automatically enters you for a chance to win a Purdy or a Bosa jersey. And thanks to all you guys for supporting The Krug Show on YouTube.